Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back to Pxy-VERSE. So we are making character world building, character modeling, rigging and scenery, rendering, compositing, shading, whatever. So here is the spacecraft that I'm making with compositing setup. And today I think I'm gonna focus a little more on the rigging. So this is a simplified rig. Maybe I can start addressing so I got it. So if I fix the character design for the face as good as possible, sorry, then that means that that means that I should be able to start making the shape keys for the facial expressions. Okay, but still on the body there are many things that I wanted to achieve. Yeah, so I have a list here of tasks, and maybe I should start with the body, the more basic thing, the skinning. Santos 3D I2Q. Bro, recommend me any of your rigging series. I want to learn rigging. Hello, Santos. So the my channel is not very good as a basal course for learning rigging, but if you want some guidelines, because a lot of tutorials that I've made, they are not for the cultural industry though. It's like it's how I want to learn things, or how I want to make things, and in a quest of adapting my own character design. So it's not very structured as a course, unfortunately. But if you want something that is truly like a guideline, what you can do is to, in the video description of most of my videos recently, the recent ones, there is some sort of Google Doc which contains a lot of links to videos that gives not thumbnails, time-stamped videos, tutorials all around the world on the internet, usually on YouTube, and it's called the rigging. How they call it? Is the I'll have to look here. It's a Blender rigging network guide, and so this thing if you don't need, it's free access. You can just click, and when they are, I stopped building this because it takes too long, and but if you can look at that, you can quickly access content that otherwise you'll have to watch I don't know, 30 minutes, 1 hours of tutorials or research. While here you just Control F to try to localize something of your interest in the documentation or look at yourself. It's divided by topics, subjects, and even the hardcore level. For example, there's a noob level, which you can let me transmit here in another way. Hold on. All screens. Okay, I think now you can see this. So this is it's free access. You just join this, just find this link, and then you get here, okay, Blender Rigging Network Guide. So this is you click some link here, for example, rigging. Okay, there's names, bone rolls, let's say some apply rest spaces, bone constraints, copy rotation, bendy bone panel, bendy bone handle. I don't know, let's pick a topic that might be, I don't know, anything. IKF key switch snap. Okay, there is one information here on that. So I'll click here, and this will send me to page 12. And here there is the simultaneous IKF key. No, it's not. This is the switch. Okay, it's here. IKF key switch snap advanced. So this is advanced level. So actually this is probably a bit too complicated tutorial. It's not, it's the tutorial. If the tutorial is complicated, then it's advanced, right? Intermediate is intermediate. Then you have basic cool stuff to learn, and noob is like super easy stuff. So add IQ operation. So there's a shortcut here, and here is the thumbnail with the video. This is time stamped. So noob, add IQ operation. The add IQ operation, Shift I in the viewport, is an even faster method to add an IQ bone constraint to a bone on pose mode. So you don't need to read this. You can just click the link, and now this leads me to that link here. You can see the copy link, right? Well, it's this. Apparently, it's not time stamped. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a problem with YouTube. Might have changed its system after a while. Okay, so unfortunately, I lost the timestamps, but it will be. Yeah, YouTube fucked this up. It changed my. Okay, but anyways, the link is here. It will be on second. Whatever, so it will be statistics for nerds. Where is this thing? Yeah, so it was 6.9. I have to revise this, but so it will be somewhere like here. Yeah. In between this and this. And so I will teach how to do this this operation properly in the context given here. And often you don't need to watch the full tutorial just to get this information. So otherwise, you see, you have to watch 45 minutes of video just to, luckily, if you are lucky enough and patient enough to know that there is a secret technique here. Not secret, right? It's in the Blender documentation, but So, but it's here in my guide. So this, and there are a lot of topics. Many things might be out of date here. And yeah, so currently YouTube just fucked up. So it took forever to improve those systems. Maybe they even regressed it in a horrible way. But so here it's a different way, and if you want a lot of links which don't really have descriptions, there are some stuff here at the very bottom that are links that I added for myself for my own search when I need to, but I haven't organized. You see, it's too much stuff. This is really work for a teacher, but I was only nothing with that, so it's just sharing, right? So for example, I can search, I don't know, avatars. So yeah, so it turns out there are some avatar stuff here in the end. So we have even some 3D avatar. The VRM format is one of these extensions that handle avatars. So for example, VRM format add-ons, automatic bone assignment button. Yeah, so click here. Okay, this link didn't fail. It dropped me exactly at the timestamp, which is like 400 seconds almost, which means like yeah, 6 minutes and 40 seconds, something like that.
And just in case you want to be 100% sure that the VRM add-on has successfully read all the bones of the model, you can just click on the VRM tab, then click on VRM.
Yeah, sorry, it's just because of soundtrack, the quality here is very low, but the thing, here's a demonstration from this user how to use the VRM for a specific thing, which was here. So to be fair, you could do a course that is paid or free on the internet, but the thing is that if you know what you want and you have the words, at least certain idea of what it is, then you start to look for the technical words, terms, and once you start to know the technical terms for this or that, sometimes you might have to ask in forums. You can ask me here if you have some question, but no problem. You can look for the words, the keywords, words, and then you can find like different ways of symmetrizing or symmetrization. I don't know. Yeah. So there are a lot of symmetrization topics. So there you can find many ways, and there are, I don't know, skinning techniques, right? What is it? I don't know, helper bones. Maybe there is a lattice thing. Yeah, so you have lattice hair rigging, lattice. I don't know. So you can look for a lot of stuff here, and this is a way to, in my estimation, to learn fast, because you don't need to watch the whole things, only if you want, but it will take forever. Like I watched all of these tutorials on my journey, which took many years, like several years, but essentially I still watch occasionally rigging tutorials, animation tutorials, but now I still take notes when I find new techniques, but I just don't have time to add. And maybe if I add, they will be this even. So this will be a topic for. Yeah, so I think I never use it myself to learn, right? But what I do is that I keep adding keywords in my way to. So it's a collection of techniques and methods and approach, and then when I need something that I forgot, I just find it out, and that's it. So this is okay, and here's the classification, right? Content noobiness classification, right? Yeah. So you can look for noob, basic, intermediate sometimes, and avoid for now maybe advanced, master, because especially advanced, because here usually the tutorials are very bad. Could have good technique, but it's very hard to understand. while these ones are usually much clearer. Master is master, like it's a super complex tutorial topic, and very clean, so it's even a noob can even a initiate person can in rigging can sort of grasp the idea and reproduce it, but I don't have many of these, unfortunately. So if you look for all of this, you can already get the big picture, I assess, of rigging in Blender without watching tons of tutorials. Just try to understand the technicalities, the context, and have your own project, simple project. So this is my idea here. So I hope you get some inspiration for this, because watching tutorials, like, it's not a waste of time, but it doesn't pay off, I think, for short term, because you need to watch that. I think there is no good. It's very hard to find a very complete, or because there are many topics in rigging and ways of inventive ways to do stuff. So some people use a lot of Rigify add-on. Some people use skinning with helper bones a lot. Some others prefer shape keys a lot, and there are all sort of approach to rigging. My approach is that I usually want the simplest method that delivers most, and so this is the elegant solutions. Very hard to have it in Blender, and so this is why I keep researching. And I would say start with a project. Start character projects, right? Simple projects if you can, and then you look for the terms that you need to understand. Skinning, what is skinning? What is a deform rig? What is a control rig? What is a mechanism rig? What are bendy bones? What are all those stuff? So, and once you get more familiar with the terms of rigging in the context of Blender, sometimes of other softwares, like blend shapes for Maya, morphs for 3D Max, shape keys for Blender, then you start to empower your search in the internet, and you're asking of questions, and then these questions can help you easily solve. Because I remember when I started rigging, there are a lot of things I wanted to do, but I didn't know the words. I didn't know even how to search for the question. I didn't know how to formulate a question. And so this is why. And often, sometimes, if you have a question about certain tool in Blender, option, whatever, try to look at the Blender documentation, because that sometimes gives critical insight that even tutorials sometimes they miss. Yeah. So okay, we're gonna do here some developments. I am considering for this rig the expose. So this is a bit crazy approach. This is for skinning, and the reason that I believe that could be good is because this time this rig is not too complicated. Like yes, I still have stretch to bone constraints, tweaker bones, deform bones, yeah, but thanks, bro. Oh, valeu. Mano, sim. Na verdade, eu não sei se o meu... Eu não sei se tu mandou isso em português ou em inglês. Tem uma tradução automática aqui. I'm not sure if you were talking in... writing in Portuguese or English. so I mentioned in English, but tell me if you didn't grasp if it were Portuguese. I can show more in something else, in more information in Portuguese, but I didn't ask for this chat auto translate, so it's yeah. So welcome, you're welcome. So to use this, estou tentando aprender a fazer rigging há muitos meses, mas não consigo. Ah, sim. So, então, rigging, bom, depende do rig que tu tá tentando fazer, porque rigging, tem coisas no rigging que é muito difícil de fazer, mesmo para, e geralmente demora muito tempo para, não tanto para aprender, mas para resolver certos problemas que são muito chatos e não tem muito atalho fácil, não tem muita facilidade. Skinning, a deformação com qualidade orgânica, espontânea, é muito difícil em algumas, nas juntas, né, nas joints. Então, agora, se o problema do rigging é o control rig, o rig de controle de personagem, depende muito para que tá fazendo o rig. Se o propósito do rig é para game, é para animação 3D dentro do Blender, se é para animação 2D, tipo Grease Pencil no Blender, se é para só pose de personagem, se é para ti mesmo ou se é para um outro animador ou uma equipe, enfim, tudo isso vai determinar normalmente aspectos e funcionalidades que o rig precisa ou não precisa. Então, primeiro tem que saber para que está rigando, para qual projeto. Porque se tu quiser, eu quero aprender rigging no geral, bom, isso leva tempo. É algo que, sabe, leva em 5 meses, de 3 a 6 meses, em meio ano dá para aprender, dá para ser um bom rigger, que consegue quebrar galho, resolver problemas. Não vai ter experimentado muito tempo, então vai ter muitas lacunas ainda, mas com até menos de 6 meses dá para, no Blender pelo menos, dá para ter uma boa noção de como rigar um monte de coisa e resolver um monte de problema, que é o que importa. Talvez muitos problemas fiquem meia boca, mas vai estar resolvido, vai dar para resolver um monte de coisas padrões. Então, coisas mais complexas precisam de mais tempo e melhores métodos e tal. Então, se está levando vários meses tentando aprender rigging e não está tendo progresso, bom, essa não foi bem a minha experiência. Eu comecei com zero do rigging 3D no Blender, não sabia nada de rigging. E assim, em alguns meses, tipo, em algumas semanas eu comecei a gostar e comecei até a inventar umas soluções interessantes. Mas é claro, eu levei muito mais tempo para realmente me sentir confortável. Talvez uns 2 a 3 meses eu já estava mais confortável, mas não quer dizer que eu conseguia resolver todo tipo de problema. Então eu continuei estudando, aprendendo só no YouTube, assim. Então, na internet também era difícil, porque na minha época, final de 2021 tinha pouquíssimo conteúdo. Tinha conteúdo bom, mas ainda era pouco. Hoje tem muito conteúdo. Hoje é difícil não se perder no meio de tanto conteúdo. Então, eu entendo a necessidade de buscar um curso para estruturar, né? Infelizmente, se tu ver no meu canal, um monte de coisa que eu tenho de rigging é antigo, nem é dessas versões mais recentes do Blender, e tem só alguns tutoriais meus que seriam mais relevantes hoje, né? Então, eu não recomendo muito os meus tutoriais. Talvez coisas de né? De deformação, sim, algumas coisas de bendy bones, né? Isso eu acho que eu recomendaria. Eu tenho uns tutoriais interessantes desse tópico e de skinning em geral, técnicas de skinning, com fan bones, leque, né? Osso de leque, né? Fan bone. Então, que são ossos ajudantes, helper bones, né? Então, e de control rig é muito delicado, porque eu trabalho muito control rig experimental e obviamente é mais para mim mesmo animar, e então pode não ser muito bom em projetos. O Rigify para projetos muitas vezes ele é muito melhor porque ele permite agilmente reestruturar uma solução para do rig de controle, né? Dá para multiplicar ele para vários personagens diferentes, então é uma vantagem. É importante saber o Rigify um pouco, então, mas ele não resolve tudo, né? E ele tem umas coisas chatas que eu não gosto, mas que vale a pena aprender também. Enfim. Então a minha recomendação é, se tu tá há meses e não tá sentindo progresso, talvez pode ser uma questão linguística também, muito conteúdo em inglês, aí fica difícil de acompanhar, mesmo que tenha legenda, etc. O que eu acho que é muito importante para aprender rigging, qualquer coisa, né? Na verdade é uma dica geral de educação, de aprendizado. Não adianta ficar muito buscando tópicos desinteressantes, porque mesmo no rigging vai ter coisas que te interessam mais ou menos. Então foca nas coisas que te interessam de aprender, porque se fizer que nem na escola, na escolarização básica, vai se perder muito tempo aprendendo coisas que são importantes, mas que não é aquilo que interessa. Por isso que é tão importante ter um projeto pessoal de rigging, um personagem, seja uma máquina, um orgânico, não sei. Isso, cartoon ou realístico, não importa, mas algo que te interesse. No momento que tu tem um projeto que te interessa, daí tu consegue ir atrás, tu vai em busca das soluções para concluir esse projeto. E tenta fazer um projeto pequeno, porque se tu vai tentar só aprender por aprender tudo tipo genérico, aí vai demorar um monte, aí não há dúvidas de que vai custar ver o progresso, porque não está aplicando. É muito importante aplicar, então aplicar num projeto, um personagem rigado para animação 3D pode ser um projeto, mesmo que não anime no final, mas então é isso que importa, mais do que o tutorial ou o método, porque no momento que tu tem um projeto engajador, daí tu vai buscar coisas para aplicação. Isso significa que, mas como é que eu faço, como é que se irriga os dedos, o skinning dos dedos? Aí tu vai procurar conteúdos sobre rigar a mão, o skinning da mão, né? Como que faz aquele bendy limbs, aquela coisa lá do Rigify e dos cartoons, né? Tem vários jeitos, mas como é que faz? Então, aí tu aplica direto no personagem. Como é que faz physics, sei lá, se quiser. Como é que faz rig de cabelo com physics ou sem physics. Aqui eu não estou usando physics no momento, física, né? Porque eu tenho... Bom, eu não estou achando aqui. Porque eu tenho esses ossos e eu estou usando Auto Key Option para fazer... Que eu consigo animar isso... Eu não preciso de physics, eu consigo animar isso na mão, assim, por causa da... Que eu animava tradicionalmente. Aqui tem um problema de skinning. Que por algum motivo. Ah, tava invisível, ok. O Wave Paint disso tá todo errado, né? E tá com alguma resistência de Wave Paint, não sei o que ele tá. Ah, porque eu tô no Mirror, eu tô do lado invertido, é claro. Não? Talvez seja por causa disso, não? Ah, eles estão locked, é claro. Então, não leva muito tempo para resolver, para aprender as coisas mais básicas, fundamentais do rigging, né? Acho que se tu tiver um projeto que é engajador, se tiver se tiver buscando, né, proativamente as soluções, né, para isso, aquele problema. Hoje tem muito conteúdo, então não tem motivo para não aprender, tipo, sim, tem a língua, mas aí precisa se familiarizar com, às vezes pode levar mais tempo, né, se familiarizar com os termos técnicos, mas uma vez que começa a procurar, né, e as dúvidas, tirar dúvidas com outros artistas, em fóruns de discussão. A IA do Google também ajuda muito, né? Pode ajudar bastante a quebrar o galho de algumas dúvidas, né? Você ainda tem umas coisas que estão bem esquisitas aqui. Eu vou ter que resolver, isso não é o foco agora. So, folks, yeah, so the boring things. Let's go for the... Okay, I know one thing that I need to fix, and it is... Yeah, she needs a ear, right? So this is from the character design. Okay, turns out that I have another character here, which has ear, and possibly we can just... Nah, it's too... Yeah, we can do different here because we don't need to follow the topology. But that won't really help. Então, o motivo pelo qual eu não tô conectando essa malha aqui, nesse caso, é por causa dos shape keys. The reason I'm not connecting this topology is because of the shape keys. I want to be able to copy the facial shape keys from character to character, and it turns out that although most characters have ears like that, like gnome ears, elvish ears, whatever, pointy ears, some characters are more like furry, and so they have animal ears, and that will require a very distinct topology, like from the head, right? And then that what makes everything different. And then if I didn't pay attention to that early on, then probably this would, because currently I don't know any method that can transfer safely, like it's ridiculous. I just don't know. Maybe there isn't, maybe it's some paid add-on. So shape keys, it's like you get nothing, everything or nothing, something like this. So, and if you get nothing, then it's absolutely nothing, no shape key transfer allowed. So it's over, it's game over. I have to do all over again. Something like this. Or yeah, then or try to edit the mesh while it contains shape key, and this usually like changing the topology, even if it's not related, it's weird. Sometimes it can create some, I don't know if they will ever fix this, but it's very weird. Okay, so here we got some developments here. Let's see if this is any good. Something about the rotation is not good about the... Yeah, so you see, this is not too much complicated for the... And I'm trying to keep the mesh simple, right? This is not a very interesting loop, is it? It doesn't need all that crease. I don't know what's going on here. But okay, this kind of works here. What you got is just that. Okay, so of course we need to rig these ears. I'm gonna use this with bendy bones. No, sorry. Bones, yeah, just bones, right? And so for this we need to look for the skeleton. We need it's a part of the face. So the face is here. So for the face, they had some constraints. Parent these two. Control I, nope, it's the head instead. And as for the wave paint of this, also just something here. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure they had the same. But it's not really important. Let's make this one the biggest one. That's right. Flaming welcome. Apparently your my chat YouTube blocked your message. I don't know what you're trying to write, but it was blocked. I never saw that before. So welcome, I guess. All right, so I need to wave paint here. It will be okay. So yeah, apparently it created the waves, but I think it inverted the waves. Yeah, I thought I asked you to. Okay, let's remove this. So the trick is that we need to select the bone, paint anywhere, and make sure we are here. I am in a blur mode, of course. Will never work. We could do auto normalize here as well, but let's see. It's not too different from. Yeah, this is of course bad. But overall we get some posable years. For now this is fine. This is okay because it's just usually I don't animate the years. But it's probably good when I have long, yeah, for expressions and like the character is running, you can have some bouncing stuff. All right, so we fix the years, minute thing, but Add ears, done. Yeah. Yeah, this is consuming a lot. Eye holes positioning. Yeah. Browse. This too for the character design. All this is character design related. This solidify from geometry nodes. I'm gonna check it another time. Hair mesh, yeah. Hair skeleton is a mess. Tongue rig. Okay, so there is currently we got a tongue mesh. I'm not sure if it's good for this character. Ah, there's a jawbone. Okay, maybe we do the jawbone. So that means that we start making this VRM-like avatar rig, but with shape keys, right? That is not for avatar also. So we need the tongue, and it's probably this tongue is it's actually not even anatomically correct in many ways. That is more likely. Do we need so many vertices here in our simplified version? Probably not. Also, what are those? Do we need this feature here? Do we really need this face loop? I think we don't need this face loop because if we want any different effect for this is enough geometry for us. I think we can do this. Maybe. It's like at dogs. Okay, we could say that this could already work. Let's see, does it contain some waves? And do we join this into the face as the... No, then we cannot shrink wrap. Oh, but the shrink wrap is wrong. Because we need yes, we actually need a proxy. So yes, that means we can join this mesh. It will be better for shape keys. The tongue, I'm still not sure, but yes, because even if we don't know, this solidify, yeah, the solidify will not allow us to do this. Okay, so we need to make this in geometry node. What else was... Oh yeah, maybe the eye... Yeah, eyebrows, right? Maybe the... Never considered that. Eyelids borders. Yeah, that could work. Nah, considering. Okay, let's make the bones now. So we need we'll have to make a jawbone. So the reason why a jawbone can be used to in sync with the shape keys is because they can be complementary. This is something that I just learned recently. It's very weird, but we don't see a lot of cases apparently, but they do exist. So the jaw is definitively the mesh, including the lips, the bottom lip actually. Maybe not this part. Of course, we'll have to transfer this weight to the underneath. Proxy mesh. Ah, this is a case of auto-normalize, of course. I don't want this delay. Well, or the head. Okay, don't worry, this is normal. Now is that we already have a structure here, the proxy mesh. So I have to recreate it, but for now we can just do the For some reason it wants these eyebrows. We don't need those ones. Yeah, we can just this is super weird. I'm not sure this is gonna work like this. I'll do one by one, so okay, it didn't work. Nope. I knew how to do this. Now okay, let's do the brute force this thing then. It's not really doing the job, or oh, of course, it's more complicated. Now you have this. Yeah, I wasn't counting on this one. Yeah, don't know what to do with this. Yet. Okay, now we got this, and why do we have this eyebrows? We don't even have bones for this. Yeah, I know now. It's because it was made by the skin modifier. Yeah, this is not doing a great job in this. It's like it's why it is doing this. Okay, no, it's just following. Nothing to. It's just the deform of the. This thing is just too bad. It's too harsh, right? We can smooth this out. There are some remaining junk. I don't trust this, but maybe it's the only way. No, there's probably other ways. This will be the last time I remove this, because now these are old, no more here. And this no need. Nor this. Okay, what's happening here? Doesn't look very nice. But it's the same thing, right? Is the as the rotation. Okay, something about this needs to follow better. Ah, rogue waves. Because I wasn't using auto normalize. That's it. Creepy. Yeah, it's because now that I'm using a simpler system, auto normalize is kind of better, because it's a it's a time saver right now. There we go. So yeah, now I'm using auto normalize. We can quickly see the in real time those effects, and if we need any fixes here. Ah, crap. Now it's not willing to work, but of course it because I negated. It can't get it back on its own. Okay, so finally get something here. Let's see now. Yeah, that's not too bad. At this, I guess this is good enough. Okay, the deforms are still horrible. Usually what I do for this character design when I have the job, well, you can use a shape key here to improve this, of course. But because I still don't have the good shapes, it will be a bit risky still. I think I destroyed my ears. Yeah, apparently the geometry has gone. Crap. It's us all about this mysterious shapes here. Ah. Well, we still got the I don't have a backup. I'm not sure if the blend file will have saved it. No. Okay, so we lost progress, but not too much. It's actually just an annoying thing, but we can get from here. Yes, definitely this one has seams. I'm not gonna remake it entirely, just this is fine for now. This, I believe, is some texture problem, maybe. Well, doesn't matter. Yeah, there shouldn't be this I see. Okay, it's the texture of the eyelids. I have something a bit weird I need to find out. Why this is doing this? Is it because of bad snapping? Lack of geometry? Yeah, most likely. Or also because of the eyelashes being connected here, since they are, yeah, if I do this, this will be horrible. But let's see. I'll have to manipulate them together. That's not my plan, but maybe this will prevent certain yeah, so maybe for the character design I will need, or actually yes, because this stops here, it stops following that position. Same there. Because it doesn't have the it's not necessarily bad. It's kind of help actually in some way. So if I added geometry here, I'm tempted to do one thing though. Aha, those don't have the creases, right? Okay, so they should be equivalent. these ones we could leave like that. I don't like that they are disconnected still. It will make more picking of vertices, which is not practical at all. I see the nightmare in advance. Okay, so let's try. What if I okay, actually not merging like this. Let's just do we still get well, we got that solved. This is something else. Wait. Why it's like this on yeah, those character design stuff that I needed to make all this sort of adjustments. It shouldn't be showing this, but oh no, yeah, this is showing because we don't have eyelids walls. That's it. So if we do this, we'll end up getting the non-manifolds. you see that this is not that bad, but what we need to do is, yeah, there's some weird stuff need to investigate in this bladder version, but then you get course it's the wrong now. No? Okay, we got a lot of junk here. It's just this. Is it a positive or negative? It's a positive. Okay, so it just needs, they're already behind, we just want them to be like always behind on a small distance, so there's always behind, and of course that yeah, because of this, right? Probably because of these edge creases. Still weird stuff there. Shouldn't be like that. Maybe this Blender version, or I'll figure out eventually. Nah, I shouldn't be wasting too much time on that. Maybe I should just yeah, then we're having this stuff again. Okay, nothing has been merged here. This is fine. This is not fine. Why this thing is not behaving proper? Ah, yes, of course, this is because of the positioning of the bone. Not necessarily the waves. The character needs to have a different pivoting point for the jaw. Yeah, this angle, right? Yeah, something like more natural. Okay, so now it works. You see, the character design creates all sorts of uh, situations for rigging. So with this, we can use the shape key to find the final pose of the jaw, even the for this and for this, if we're gonna use, yeah, so fixing this is weird. Should we have more waves there? I don't remember this, but maybe yeah, because it's cartoon, I need to exaggerate a little, but maybe not that much. So we with corrective with the jaw shape key, so this is very simple. It's jaw left, jaw right, it's symmetrized, so, and then jaw down. Then we need to know the exaggerated pose, and from that we give the, it'll be hard to find the ideal pivoting here. For jaw doing this is probably not the jaw that does that, is instead is the mouth that goes right. So this is, of course, we can use this in some event. It can be practical, but it disrupts the mesh very easily. So yeah, like, and if we make a corrective shape key for that, then we have to do this one, so we better lock this bone from this thing. Limit, I mean. Okay, maybe we give this like the maximum, and then 0 here. Well, what about this one? This can be useful. So let's see. Not too much though, it's too easy to break the mesh. Yeah, it's already caused a lot of wreak havoc. Like it transformed that maybe we don't want after all. So just it's very annoying when we just can't do much with the bones. So it's glue. It sounds that things are not smooth enough. Yeah, this is the this does similar effect. More than that, well, let's try 10. I think this is, yeah, it still works. Okay, so I think it works. Fixing. Okay, we'll accept this for now. Yeah, and so this is the thing, right? You want the perfect thing like I would like to have, and eventually this is not good enough for the character design and for the perfectionistic uh, take, and that means that I did a lot of work here, then it's not good enough if I find out something to improve on the character design, and I need to go back on everything, check everything, retake everything. It's a never-ending story, so you need to accept that the imperfections of the I would need to do this. I'm already doing a lot of efforts in that, but it's still very hard. So right now, yeah, it's easier when doing a job for someone else that is not your own project. Uh, Very clear, because then it's not that it's gonna be bad necessarily. No, it's just that because it's not my own artwork, and maybe there are different direction on the thing. It just looks good enough to me, and I don't have this still some perfectionism, but it's not exactly as it happens in my own character design. So actually here it looks pretty nice, right? The still have to address the eye shader, but we're gonna the ears are disrupted again, so yeah, how are we gonna solve that? With the grease pen. So let's accept this for now. Just want. Okay, they don't look good enough, but at least for some tests that will work. And also now it's time to make some adjustments on this stylized here, right? A lot of things here to revise, but it's essentially the same thing. Nothing too difficult. For the hair, I'm not so concerned, and the hair adaptation, not so concerned as the body, the face thing. The body also I'm not usually so concerned, and of course I want good deforms or acrobatics, athletic posing, exaggerated posing, but where really I have hard time accepting any kind of result is the face, because rigging is part, character design is part of rigging, the skinning part, right? So I have to fix this stuff here that has to do with these shapes that are still not good enough. Eventually we'll get it right according to the model sheet, which is a very delicate thing to develop, to adjust. So I decided not to do here. I wouldn't have the focus, I think. And all the bones here have to remanage their positioning. So finally fix this some of the hair adaptation to the Toon version of Dorothy, and so now we can see. Also, maybe we need a control. Yeah, for now let's use this. Yeah, so I parented. I got what's this? Just clippings, horrid clippings. Okay, I have to go back to the spacecraft. Yeah, so she's updated. See, just a mouth expression, very crude already, uh, allows us to have a total different feeling on what the scene can tell us. Yeah, so one thing that sometimes you need to do here for this kind of shots is like if we don't get any better solution for the lighting, is animating lighting. So that would be yeah, I get the idea. So we don't need to be always so dependent on shader for everything, because we can and then you just keyframe the position, could not frame by frame, that will be a nightmare I guess, but you see lighting is part in 3D animation, at least it can be part of the, sounds weird in the, I mean, the idea of animating light or just the keyframing light on constant stepped interpolation for each shot. A shot gets a different lighting, even though whatever works best for the It doesn't mean that shading is not gonna be valuable, better shading, but you know, those here, the of course the mouth is not very good, but uh, so you can have you can fix shading sometimes through lighting. It's not, yeah, it means that we might need to often be careful about that, but I think maybe the area light would be better, so harder to control. Yeah, okay, whatever, just playing around, but the thing is that we could use something like that when if we don't fix the lighting. It's hard to have a unique lighting that will fix everything for, it's not like that, right? You might need to make adjustments to lighting here and there. For best results, right? Still like the point, kind of easier to manipulate. We have some lighting artifacts everywhere. Don't know where it's come from, but that can happen. Maybe it's specific to this. Okay, turns out this is a very nice rendering. Stylized rendering. Okay, folks, so this was it for today. So we're getting start to get the mouth, the eyes more expressive. I have to prepare this offline more because a lot of stuff. One thing I'm gonna make sure, once I get, whether I stream or not, when I get the facial, the meshes according to the character design, like very technical, then I will just jump straight to rigging the face, and that will get all these fancy shape keys. This I'd like to make a tutorial, but for now it's too complicated, so I need to myself decomplicate myself, and then I can start thinking then how to build that into a tutorial. That's it. So folks, thanks for watching, and that's the render here on EV. So take care and happy blendering. See you next week. Hope you enjoy.